It's coming. Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Get ready, mama, your freedom is coming.
What made him say?
Yeah.
Get ready. So it's a safe space, India. So again, feel free to take your messages, your calls.
All right.
And you get a message, read it aloud.
I'm a same.
Yeah. We need to hold each other.
And I get a message away. QQRST.
Confirm.
Yeah, we need to hold.
Those are the kind of messages you want. Oh my god, that reminds me of some. But this one is Kikuyu, but I don't know if you guys will.
Yeah.
So these two jamas were normal like radio hosts. So my mom was showing me this video where they're talking about how the guy gave his wife the card. So,
The card
no
for the
messages
bank?
in So the guy in Kikuyu is like, I hear the message saying, then like how your phone can pass. It's like 6,000 has been withdrawn to Sisterhood. Hey, he's seeing the son to use where. So he calls the wife and tells the wife, hey, when you use my card, he's like, oh, actually, I gave our son the card. He hears 4,500 has been paid to Sisterhood Club. And then last one he had 1,000 has been paid to SGR. The kid has gone. Then the last one. 18,000 has been paid to Kilifi Furniture Works. It was hilarious.
We know how to spend. Yeah, man.
That's why.
If any one of you guys, your dad gave you a bank card, what would you do?
Oh my days.
Let me tell you, my dad actually gave me a card.
No way.
Yeah, he's like, this is only just for emergency.
Everything's an emergency.
I mean, at the end of the month, everything is an emergency. He's just like, hey, do you use that card? I'm like, not really. Hey, but I'm seeing you withdrawn. he took back the card. So.
Long story short.
Long story short.
Man.
I wish my parents were like that, but
Yeah.
it was never going to happen.
Yeah?
Never.
Mozo, did you buy shoes?
Yeah, definitely.
It's probably even a hat.
I have a thing for shoes
Yeah.
and hats.
Shoes and hats.
Yeah. As in, hiyo ni mshakubali. I don't like my shoes dirty.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's safe.
So then, now your wife? Because you know also, babe, sometimes shoes is a thing.
Yeah,
Do you
but
have
my
more
wife
shoes
is
than
not
Debs?
like that though.
Okay.
Deb's not like that.
Okay.
I have a thing about shoes.
Okay.
It's like it's my weakness.
Okay.
It's my thorn in the flesh.
Moz, you know you're not of this generation, so just asking, did you grow up without shoes?
Well.
My God.
Actually, when I think about it,
Can we dive?
I think, I think I didn't. I mean, my folks, they had 5 kids.
Okay.
Alafu both of them were teachers. So, saleo haikuwa ati chapa mo. So, if you got a pair of shoes, you had to push with it for a few years.
Yeah.
And, so maybe season only when I got the chance to. But I've always liked shoes.
Okay. Always.
Yeah, I've always liked shoes. So even when, I mean, at some point now, ilifika place my parents needed to buy me shoes kwa sababu walikuwa wanapatia fares nikienda chuo. So you save your money.
Then you
Get
Then you're able to buy yourself shoes.
Yeah.
So rather than being bought for shoes from bata za kwenda chuo,
Yeah.
mimi nilikuwa naingia Wadhi, Gikosh,
ndio maana.
Lumbu Tuku,
Wewe.
Hey.
una sort out kiatu,
Safi.
luku safi.
But I think guys actually do like shoes. Well, not all, but some. Like,
Yeah.
you always see guys at a very young age. Because I think about my cousins who are more male than female. The male is dominating a lot.
Yeah.
They really like shoes. They even buy us shoes. They're like, oh, we have these shoes. So yeah, I think for females, it just depends on what kind of shoes you like.
I have never
You have
seen
like options.
I have
whatever.
never seen a female who does not like shoes.
You have never
You have
seen
never.
a female.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, it's
If you have
one.
two, let's do
It's
a
just-
poll.
it's find you
1,
specific.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. If they like sneakers, then they like
It's
sneakers a
sneakers.
lot.
Yeah.
It's not
They're like-
about sneakers or heels.
like
We like shoes.
Nikiatu.
It's true.
Nikiatu.
They're never enough.
You see?
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
the
never
outfits,
enough.
you
They
get,
ne-
True though.
Yeah, you keep getting new outfits.
'Cause it's
now
outfits.
you'll need something that goes with that.
so. This
Yeah.
thing about Jamas and shoes, actually, ours is not as bad as you guys.
It's true. Agree.
I think for you guys it's also quality. I think for you guys it's quality.
It's quality,
by the time
yeah.
you're wearing
Yeah.
certain sneakers, like most your Vans are like high top Vans, which
Yeah.
are like so cool compared to the low
Actually, I
cut
think
ones.
so. Quality
Yeah.
versus
Yeah,
Thank
us guys
you.
are like
Us it's
if you find
quantity.
600
Yours is
for-
quantity, yours is quality.
That's my collection.
Sisi tutatembea tu hapa
As
tao
it's
usiku.
quantity.
Uko like, there's a
Mia,
tuso.
mia, 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 mia,
Let me
mia,
tell you
mia,
that
mia,
only
mia.
will cost you when you get to the house and you find
You
they were
almost
black.
want to swag me.
Me,
My brother would like blue.
Yeah.
Mia.
It's not
Mia.
Every time mkienda
That's
kuchukua kiatu.
tattoo, yeah.
Yeah.
Tatu
My
Mia.
brother would
Hiyo ni nyanya, man. Hiyo ni nyanya, we. Tatumia hao.
even the nyanyas are not like that sahi. But yeah.
What are we wearing?
That's
But
the question.
there's a cost to that Mia.
But my brother would rather save up for so long and buy a good shoe.
Yeah.
He would rather but
But the thing is, you ladies are spoiled kwa sababu mnasikia mnasema tu viatu tatu Mia. By the time boy pio
most of us
I'm buying a shoe,
wanasemanga so tattoo. So when you go, it's actually 300 or 500 or 600. So they will say so, but then they're like, I say it 6 times.
300.
Yeah.
Strategy.
Karibisha, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are just So let's stop saying first that Jamas are the ones who are into shoes. Because we will never
They're into good shoes.
ever match.
They're into quality shoes.
Can we talk about investing in shoes?
Yeah. It's
for
an
the Jamas, it's an
investment.
investment.
Yeah.
But even
Unauza
us, it
viatu za
depends.
Even
brother
us,
who
we
unanunua nini?
Hi guys,
But it's
lakini
like-
kweli.
You have like good shoes. Hizi unajua hizi bana.
Even in the
Alafu
special
kuna
occasions.
shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kuna
I mean,
others.
maybe for me it works.
Now the Balenciagas that are not Balenciagas are other things. You see, that's the problem about
Balenciaga.
or something. You see, for ladies, you'll see them Jamas, unless this guy doesn't know how to dunga. He'll be so specific with what he wears. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
But there's a shoe in his closet that is proper. Hiyo anajuanga lazima akue nayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's a Fosa or whatever.
Mi nakwambia, even back in the days, hata tukiwa msoto, I remember, okay, this is dumb. This is one of my few, I've had many dumb occasions.
They don't know.
You know, as a Jama. And I thank God for my wife. Because she sobers me up.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. She's done an amazing job.
for real though.
So I remember one Christmas, nikitoka job, nimelipwa tu saa hizo mshande, but you know, I was young and free. Mi sikuwa na mahitaji mob.
Yeah. And free.
So natembea tu tao. And I was like, man, it's December 24th, nimetoka job, niko na salo, sina mahitaji mob, sina watoi, sina wife, sina nini.
Solo.
And this is like in the 90s, guys. Nilienda nikabuy boot,
No way.
2,900.
Mama.
In the 90s, 2,900 was like
That was like
that was a lot.
2,900. It
That was
was
a
a
lot
brown
of money.
boot.
Sinado.
Sina chorus. Sina chorus, sina shoe.
Well, alikuwa na do.
As in, yeah, but that one, it kept you going for, I didn't need to buy another kick for a while.
And it was legit.
It was legit.
And then it was those kicks that ukigonga tu mtu hivi.
Yeah. Alafu hizi things,
Kidole imeisha.
we didn't have
All the
fake
way.
shoes.
Yeah.
So kama msee anavaa Timberland, ni Timber.
Yeah,
Kama msee anavaa, hata Converse they were not a big deal at that time. So those days, because us guys were hip hop heads.
It was actually Timberlands.
Yeah, ilikuwa ni either udunge Timberland, ama udunge viatu kama Fubu, ama Feelers. Feelers at that time were a big deal. Yeah. Kulikuwa na pelepele. Yeah.
Might you know
Still
that
nakumbuka pelepele.
Insert picture here, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, kulikuwa na ingine ito RP55.
Can all of this
Yeah, so those yeah, so ilikuwa enzi ya magazines, alafu the hip hoppers we had our magazine for hip hop.
Okay.
Sisi ndio ilikuwa inaitwa The Source.
Yeah.
So ukiingia kwa hiyo book inaitwa The Source, mazi hapo hivyo ndani ndio lungechikizo mamngaro sasa kama ile imeingia saizi mazeni kuna Fubu saa hizo, you know, those were the hizo ndizo nguo wase walikuwa nadunga cross colors.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
But anyway,
That's dope.
eri tungeumia mazi ukibai kiatu, lakini ukibai kiatu unajua umebai label. Si ndio?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Quality.
Yeah.
Because this day's label. Hey.
It's
disappointing.
Hey, let me tell you,
Nike
man.
is I saw another shoe, it's Nike.
Yeah.
But you can think it's Nike. Kumbe it's Nike. Nikki.
Jaitik zingine Adidas,
Abiba.
lakini ni double D.
Yeah.
Yeah, ama Abiba.
Ama Abiba.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Ama kale ka Jordan Kenya karuki. No ball, no nothing.
Ilibiwa kwa njia. Mpira ilibiwa kabla ifike.
Oh, well, now we are here.
Jordan amepiga magoti.
And I don't know where these labels come from.
Everyone is doing something.
I don't know. We have seen that before, but akaruki kako tu.
What's happening? Because of Christians and how Christianese we can be, bana. Inaweza kuwa ni lebo kali.
Yeah.
Inaitwa I pray.
Yeah, I pray.
Msema piga magoti maze. Lakini kiatu imeiva.
Lakini
Haruki.
Alafu si Jordan 23 umeandika Psalm 23. Yeah, bana.
Okay.
Kali bana.
Oh my God.
Think about that. Let your brand.
Anyway, guys, as you can see, man, as you're hearing, as you can see, I'm surrounded today, Annie. It's Mose and the girls.
Most of the girls.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to have you guys on the pod today.
We're happy to be
Happy to be
here.
here.
Who knew?
Kambua came to break the jinx.
Yeah. She did a good
Alisema
job.
I've been having a lot of alisema ni yeah. Ilikuwa ni alita ni nini? What service was it? Yeah, alisema she's here to interrupt the men's fellowship. That's it.
Thanks, Kambua.
So I'm so glad that you guys are here, man. You know, since the day that she came, it's been an avalanche of babes.
I love it.
Yeah, and now today you guys crowned it all.
Why?
After
A
this,
whole 5.
after this, the next 53 episodes, itakuwa ni my boys. Because man, I'm really happy that you guys are here, though.
Thanks for
Honored
having
to be
us.
here.
Yeah, man. What excites me is that you guys are about to do an amazing podcast coming up in a few. That I'm really excited about. But I think it's good for you guys. Normally I'd never introduce my guests.
Yeah.
Sindio? And now we're like 10 minutes into the podcast, maybe 15.
Na Jordan Nairuki.
Yeah, Jordan Naruki. Tumeingia viatu 3 za 100.
That's a song.
We now know.
That was brilliant.
That was really good.
Yeah, your friends.
Now you're using that.
Your friends wanataka kuuliza, "Hey, maze try maze malio ndo kubadilisha."
Miscommunication.
But let's do some quick introductions, sindio?
Yeah.
Wacha tuanze hapa hivi.
Okay, yeah, my name is Rose Njoki Kimani. Call me Kiki. I'll be happy to answer to that. I'm a full-time missionary with Kubamba, and I have studied law. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Someone unapiga intro. Hello, somebody.
Nakwambia
Yes, I
bana.
love it. Hi, everybody. My name is Adele Maro Habona. I am also a full-time missionary with Kubamba. I genuinely love to sing Sile ya Swahito. Mtaisikia baadaye. And I minored in worship and majored in biology. And I genuinely love to write music.
Genuinely.
Hey, biology, sawa.
I know. Hey.
Oh, what's up, people? My name is Alice Kimani. I love Ceke. My second name is Ceke. Studied English literature at Kenyatta University. I love to write. Yes.
That's what's up. Man, you do sign language.
Oh yeah.
Say hi to guys. Say hi to guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pulling. Hi. Okay, my name is Alice.
Alice.
My name is Alice. Yeah.
And this is clapping.
This is clapping.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is clapping. Alice.
Hey, that's so dope. Oh, dope. This is actually fantastic inside.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Love it.
Good.
And I love you is?
This is I love you. So this is love.
Okay. So what about this sign?
I love you. Yeah, this is
So mazee kitaki mazee tunafanya gig alafu tuko tu mazee.
I love you.
Mazee George tuko tu I love you.
Yeah. So I'm safe if I do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is I, and then this is L, this is Y. So you combine all of them.
Yeah.
So I love you.
You want to write it? Ukifanya mikono mbili. I'm saying.
So guys, this is not the devil's language bana tafadhali. Ati ni pembe mbili.
You should know about Mose. What happens? What happens to
Is
this?
it
Meno?
meno?
Sasa sijui wasa walikuwa nasema
Yeah.
Detail.
Yeah, kinda.
Dead men tell no tales. Anyway, sorry. Tuendelee.
Hi guys, my name is Wanja. What else are we saying? Kila kitu kwa
Everything.
Okay. Kila kitu kwa CV. Okay, my name is Wanja. I'd like to say it's full time. I think we had this conversation with Mose in terms of what's a full-time missionary. So I do missions with Kubamba as well, but I also have a job, a 9-to-5. I work for an NGO that deals in international development, and I'm happy to be here, Mose.
That's what's up. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Amazing.
Last and least.
Last but definitely not least.
Last and definitely least.
Hi guys.
Are we doing hide? Okay.
Hi guys. My name is Swahito.
You're clapping for yourself. Isi lesson language
I'm clapping for myself. Oh, hi Niaje. You are the you. Anyway, guys, my name is Swahito. You can call me Swahito. Full-time missionary as well. I also host a show on Kubash in the Hood, which is courtesy of Kubamba, which happens on KTN. But other than that, I studied nilimaliza shule. I did a Bachelor of Arts in Peace and Conflict. So that's a lot of like Kofi Annan stuff and peace.
Yeah.
Also did psychology and counseling. And yeah, I'm happy to be here and to do this.
That's what's up.
Thank
man.
you.
Rose, I have a question. What did you
I
study?
was just about to
Jace,
introduce
yeah, Miss
myself.
Jace, yeah.
Oh,
People tell us.
let me just do this now. So,
Yeah.
hi everyone.
Hi, Mo.
Let me do like Wahito.
GPK David.
Go to
GPK
GPK
David.
David.
Mose, are you saying hi every time?
That's the energy.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it's really nice to have you guys with me on the pod today. Yeah, I am, Mose. I work with Kubamba.
Yeah.
Glad to be surrounded by wonderful people right here, and I am in school. Autoshamaliza mimi niko chuo saa hizi.
Man.
Yeah, so saa hizi ndio nimeamua kwenda chuo. I am studying divinity.
Whoa.
I'm in my second year and loving it and not loving it all in equal measure.
Yeah.
Pressed down, shaken together and running
Running over.
Yeah, nakwambia bana. Gumbaro si rahisi.
Man.
Baru.
Gumbaro si rahisi bana. But there's certain subjects that I like.
Yeah.
Others navumilia.
Yeah.
Najikaza tu kisabuni.
Man.
Kisabun.
Mwendo wa aste aste.
Insha nayo utaandika.
Yeah, bila shaka baga.
Mgongo wa chupa.
Yeah, tunapaka mafuta saa
wahenga na
hizi. Yeah.
wahenga.
Hawakutukosea walipotupa mchanga machoni walisema then they inserted my Swahili
Mimi
is
najua
on point.
hawakutupaka mafuta mgongoni. Kwa chupa.
I don't know. Something. There's something. That one is out.
Yeah, methali bana na vitendawili.
Shout out Wahenga.
So, I'm really happy about why you guys are here as well because y'all are about to drop a podcast. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
It's all about
The transition.
transition, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's this? What are we just say lazima mkue, to verify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are we transitioning or transiting from?
KBS.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Wahito, do you
yeah.
want to speak about that?
All of us will speak about it. So basically, when we thought about, first of all, the name wasn't even that. The name was supposed to be The Girls. What was it?
Me and the
Me and the Girls.
That's so cool, bana.
It was, but like we have people who have that
Me
name.
and the girl.
Or the other podcast
in the
in
borrowed it
in Kenya.
from
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shout out to you. I hope you guys continue. I think they had stopped it. I hope they get to
Yeah.
continue. We were basically seeing how in life we transition every other day, if not every other season.
Yeah.
And transitioning, there's nothing wrong with it. And sometimes it doesn't mean that you're fully like out of a place. There are things you'll take with you, there are things you leave.
yeah.
So with the transitions, we're just talking about how there are different things that happen in our lives from relationships. And relationships is a huge and very exciting topic for everyone. And when you go to even schools and you say relationship, hey, people want a panel for relationships.
Yeah.
But there's relationship in different categories. There's family, there's God, there's yourself, because there's a way you relate with yourself. There's friends, there are environment. So there are different things that you transition from.
Your
and not
work.
only relationships, your work. So that's what we're thinking about because we've all gone through different transitions. We are still transitioning because it never stops.
Yeah.
It's like continuous.
From one age.
So what are you transitioning to currently?
I'm transitioning into so many things right now.
Mm,
I'm transitioning into single.
That went deep real fast.
Hey, you got nothing on your ring finger.
I got you can see me. My time is now.
Yeah. I've transitioned in various forms.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost getting to 2 years of me being born again. So I've
Yeah.
transitioned. And still in that period, I've still transitioned, like even in workspaces, even within Kubamba, I've
Yeah.
transitioned of sorts.
Yeah.
So transitions are things we'll never stop talking
Listening to
about.
voice notes.
Listening to voice. Wow, a listening.
That's a bit personal.
It's a bit I've transitioned from text to voice notes. Now I
Yeah.
do voice notes better. So transitions, it's basically about transitions
Yeah.
because that's something that will never change.
Yeah.
It's always happening. It's
Yeah.
always recurring. And there are
That's
things
good.
that you might go back to. I'm like, oh my God, did I quickly transition out of this?
Yeah.
Or did I take time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just about that.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
now we get to do it with the ladies, get to have guests
Come
come on
over.
board.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mos will be calling you also. This will be
You'll be one of our guests.
I just
Yeah.
don't know whether you'll sit there again or we'll
Wherever.
transition you
We
elsewhere.
can transition you. We'll transition.
I'll even lie down
Definitely.
on the floor.
Oh,
You know, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially as you guys are talking about transitions. And I know that one of the things that you talked about was, relationships is a big deal.
Right.
So about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, we had Gowi on the podcast.
Yeah.
And so Gowi, his podcast was about, the confessions of a modern day Pharisee.
Okay.
Yes, indeed, which I thought was a very cool. So he's writing a book on the confessions of a modern day Pharisee and the things that he's done before. And he was like, maybe, that was a bit jacked up. Maybe I didn't need to do things like that as a believer. There are things I could have done different.
That's good.
But one of the things that he said was, he talked about the emasculation of men, the emasculation of the gospel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's big.
So basically, I feel like that
Iko very
it's so feminine right now.
Yeah.
The Jamas are not connecting with the gospel right now kwa sababu
hawataki kutoa machozi.
yeah. Si ati kutoa machozi ama machozi ni ngoma ya bahati. But anyway,
What's up, Bahari?
anyways, sikizi bado yuko mtoto wa mama. Yeye ni mtoto wa Diana. Yeye ni mtoto wa Diana siku hizi nasikia. Anyway, so he was talking about the emasculation of the gospel. And one of the things he's saying is, that Jamas are not being well represented in the gospel. That the version of Jesus Christ that's being put out there is very feminine. The songs that we sing are like, buju, like it's
Jesus,
like there goes too macho. And so he's like, Jamas are not connecting with this.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
So, and I'm glad that I'm surrounded by you guys and, talking about transitions. But can I just throw that one in and just be like, okay, what do you guys think about it? Yeah.
Whoa.
Nakimbilia kwako.
Yeah. I mean, do you think...
That's a big one.
Yeah. I mean, ukienda kwa church, that's why ukienda maybe kwa church, there are more women than men.
Okay. That's true. That's true though.
It's indio.
Yeah.
There are more women than men in the church.
I think
Not
women,
even just church. Like even
Everywhere.
like let's say for example even in the mission space.
Yeah.
Most like Obama is like practically like
women.
Are you guys sure? No, I don't think so.
No.
Actually, the women are more.
There's a balance.
The women are more, even by like maybe 2 or 3, but we are more
we're
than
like
the men.
two-thirds.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not like
But
that.
then again, we tried to balance the teams.
Not
and
like
every team
two-thirds.
had like
Yeah.
six.
Maybe now.
6 men.
We have
Maybe
more
now.
men. Okay,
Maybe
we have like
now.
maybe a balance. Hata kama
I
wako
think it's a good-
sister.
It's a good
It's
balance.
a good
It's a good balance.
Yeah.
But I think
It's
it's
a good
also
balance.
because
Yeah.
population of women is more.
But
even.
going back to
That's
church.
also.
Yeah.
Are you saying that churches are more emotional now?
Yeah. Do you know?
But I think women.
Are we
is
seeing
more
that
women.
emotional part?
I think that what what Go is struggling with, and maybe you guys are here now from Go's perspective, and I thought I should ask that question mapema ndio to mapema.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, is there an emasculation of the gospel, basically that Jamas are not connecting with, and we can't relate with it? Kwa sababu saizi mazuri tukienda kwa church, masermons, ngoma,
Yeah.
vile gospel is being shared is very much geared
like
towards
emotion.
geared towards the women.
Maybe because for me, what I think, just thinking about when you're speaking, Jesus is also represented as a very soft, like the only time where he got angry was the time for like, well, in many
When he got
to the market, he's like,
Yeah.
what? But he's seen as a very soft, like going, like he's very understanding at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
But then men now, because of how the society is, are forced to be like, Jamaa needs to be mgumu.
Yeah.
So you see, that's where probably the relation isn't, because Jesus wasn't like that per se, But the society again is what comes, and then
Yeah.
it says that men need to be tough. They need to be able to protect, to be able to. There's a lot of like,
So it looks like for you to come out as tough and all that, like it's like you have to
can't
have
be
that
soft.
you have to show it. I think it's not about Jesus, it's about the men and what they believe about themselves.
Or what's being
Or what the
communicated.
Yeah,
society
because I was
has
gonna ask like
communicated.
masculinity.
Because I
according
haven't
to
thought
who?
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never seen Jesus like in that way, honestly.
Yeah.
But see, you're able
You're,
maybe to see it.
you're a
You're like,
woman, yeah. Like maybe you understand being
But
loved.
I think, I think the idea of who a man is has been really corrupted. So I think that's where the real issue is.
But Mose, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who's writing these songs? These ones that you guys are saying. This is Mnasema.
Eh, by
Who's
the
writing
way,
those songs?
That's really good. Can we
Because
go there, though?
majority are actually men.
Yeah.
You'll find it's the men.
you know,
True.
And then also in the West, Mose, I feel like when you go, not to be racist or anything, but I feel like when you go to the West, especially like people who are not of our color,
yeah.
they're very like in touch with their emotions.
Yeah.
Like you just pata a white Jama is just crying.
So you're trying to say,
thing. It's
that
another
we-
thing.
we're
Not
not,
in touch.
us guys are
Who's
not in
taught,
touch with
who's taught
emotions.
you masculinity?
That's
Yeah.
good, though.
You're trying to say that us guys are not in touch.
Well,
with
you said it,
Maybe
Mose.
not. I
It's
didn't
very
say
easy
it.
for me to shed a tear.
Mbona unasema hivyo?
Yeah.
Unasema hivyo.
I think there was someone who was saying, not to move away from the topic, but they were saying that thing of, you know how women can be told you're so emotional. But
Yeah.
the question was, is it that women are emotional or are
Or
they sensitive?
Yeah.
Maybe men are emotional, but women are sensitive.
Because I
But
feel
as a
like
whole,
men are
it's like-
emotional.
yeah.
Maybe I think the perspective that Goy was coming from, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't. He has his points. I don't think that it's
not
his
negating
perspective.
them. Yeah.
It's his perspective of how he's viewing this thing. But and maybe Jamaz can contribute, you know, in the comments.
Yeah.
But you know, Jamaz, there's a certain way that we're wired. You know, or we think we're wired.
Okay.
That you know we're supposed to be out there. You know,
Providers.
whether it's the provider, and some of it could be toxic masculinity, Pia.
Yeah.
You know, where you're, and we can talk about it, by the way.
Hi, Kenyan men.
Yes, indeed. We can talk about it. Where you feel, you know, us guys are wired to be, for lack of a better way of putting it, like born to be wild, born to be free. You know, wacha tufanye kazi, you know, wacha tufeel maze kuwa kuna kitu tumefanya to be able to attain, not to be able to express our manhood, sindio?
Right.
And so, but when maybe he's in church or when guys are in church, sometimes they're like, yeah, someone iko sawa, lakini maze kuna vile mimi si connect nayo kwa sababu kuna place hainiongeleshi ndani.
Yeah.
Unacheki, inaniongelesha yes from an emotional perspective, but in terms of kunijenga niwe mwanaume, you know, like,
I hear that.
you know, nisaidie maze kujenga hii place mimi niko kama mwanaume, hiyo haiko.
Yeah.
But duniani, hey, I'm being spoken
The
to
world is
in
gonna
all,
tell you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Inaniongelesha vifiti maze.
I get it now.
I think interesting, and I'm now getting it. It's like
Yeah,
it's
me
it's
too.
very possible to see it that way.
Yeah.
And just be like, you know, but pia bado, intentionally, I know of churches that pinching themselves to go back to, can we work on character? Can we talk? Can we build on, you know, can we learn from Jesus's model of discipleship? 'Cause
Yeah.
it was building men and building women. It was empowering them. It was
Yeah.
allowing them
Yeah.
to see into their identity.
Yeah.
But also, I want to take us to a very interesting moment.
Yeah.
Take us.
Jesus' baptism.
Yeah.
Okay. What did God say? The voice. It was like a very dramatic. If it
Yeah.
was in day life, I think it would look like Alejandro.
Hey.
Because it's like the dove coming down, da-da-da-da, and then the voice coming out. This is my beloved son. It's like it genuinely was a love song, right?
Oh, that's good.
And it was him receiving the love. He didn't have to speak. He didn't have to cry or yell or do
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
All he did is just understand this is a love moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loved on,
Yeah.
and just walk in the fullness of it, right?
Yeah.
So can we then go back to that, just understanding you're a man, but you're loved by God. You don't have to cry, but then you have to understand that you're loved.
Why don't they have to cry?
Walk in the love.
I know. Okay, I mean,
I'm like,
if it was
drop
up
a
to me
tear.
and how we talk about
drop a
it, we'd be like, but how we are wired, how our men are wired. It's like venye tu Wanja amesema. It's more of this is how we respond. This
Yeah.
is you cannot be seen out there responding in a certain way.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't mean that we are watering down the gospel in whichever way,
Yeah.
right? But then equally, also there being a balance of, hey, can we build on character? Can we follow Jesus is 100% model of discipleship. So that's
and even the man Jesus himself.
right.
When you look at Jesus and his relationship with his disciples and his relationship with people from who are not in his circle, like even with the Pharisees, like he was not easy on those guys.
That's true though.
He was not easy with the Pharisees. I mean, he used to call them out for what they were.
He did.
Yeah.
He was so
Yeah.
direct.
And he did not mince his words, and he didn't need to mince his words because he is God anyway. And but his relationship with Akina Peter, and when he was modeling a lifestyle for them, he, like, if we could be able to attain or have that being represented from, and not that it's not being represented from the pulpit more, but for us as Jamaas, if we were able to model that life in front of other Jamaas as well,
That's really good.
where his relationship with the women was so solid, his relationship with the men was so solid.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
I even think when that voice was coming, that this is my son, in whom I am well pleased. I don't think that was for Jesus, because he was already sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Ilikuwa inakuja just for the masses.
That's really good.
Wale wasi walikuwa hapo waweze kusikia.
Yeah.
Even when the transfiguration of Jesus Christ, when he was there and
Let's go divinity major.
I know, like it's coming through. It's
I'm
coming
like,
through.
oh my
Whenever
God.
your
you're
lecturer is,
preaching.
you're doing them proud.
So even the transfiguration, and Peter is there and rushing and saying, "Maze, hey, let's have let's tengeneza 3 tents.
Yeah.
Tubaki tu hapa."
Yeah.
In this moment, one for Jesus, one for Elijah,
Yeah.
one for Moses,
Moses,
sindio? And then a voice comes and speaks.
Yeah.
That's not for Jesus.
Yeah.
That's for the disciples, for them to be able to know that, this is the one you've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
This is me coming in the flesh. And, for those who might doubt, I want you to know that this is the moment. This is that season.
Yeah.
This is the one that you should follow.
Yeah.
Still doubted.
But anyway,
Tithe.
tafadhali. But
Sadaka.
the payment number is right here. Go ahead, Maze. Go up, 0721. But anyway, I'm excited about your podcast and the transition that you guys are talking about. Paul had to go deep.
Yeah.
Now you can go shallow.
We needed that. We love
No.
you.
Let's just be in the deep.
Yeah.
Call me deep.
So you guys are boys. Do you guys say that, or you guys are girls?
No, like we're
I mean,
We're boys
Just
when we
like-
need to be boys. We're boys when we need to be boys, and we're
in
girls.
this day and age,
what?
age mode, I feel like.
What are we?
what are
Yeah,
we?
What are we? It feels like that question you ask a guy.
we're
What are we?
girls.
Define
We're
us.
mamas. What's
DTR. DTR.
Define the
Define the
relationship.
relationship.
What
What are
is
we
this?
doing? Who are we?
Yeah.
We're mamas.
That's one of the hardest things you can tell a Jama.
Right? Or we need to talk.
Yeah.
What is this?
Now we need
That's
to
like-
talk. It's downhill. What about
Yeah.
that?
You talk. I'm like, what's this?
But why do you process
What are
it like
we?
that?
What's this?
What do you think you've done?
I will tell you guys.
No.
I'm 15 years into marriage with my wife.
Yeah.
3 years dating. So it's an 18-year relationship. If my wife says we need to talk,
You freak
hata
out.
kama hakuna kitu mbaya nimefanya,
You're just
Unajua
like,
tu
oh my
umedukia.
God.
I'm like, I've messed up somewhere.
Why is
But they
that
should
the
just
first
embrace
respect?
it. Maybe we need to talk about the garden.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, we need to
or
talk
the
about the
shoes that we need
garden.
to get.
Kwa sababu
You know.
kuna nyasi haijapandwa, kuna
So there's always trouble. There's always trouble.
Always what's
So
not
it's-
done.
it's a
Yenye
trouble
haijafanywa.
word.
I think that we need to talk is because kuna kitu nilikwambia ufanye na hujafanya.
Hujafanya.
So
Okay.
now we need to talk.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is it the tone?
It
That
does
it-
not.
no.
It does
No,
not
it's
even.
not. It's
Even
the
if you
words.
say it in the most loving way, babe.
the
Hata
words.
ikiwa text. Hata text.
Babe, I love you. Text us and you'll
Yeah, it's that thing of even though it's on the phone.
Worse.
Yeah,
Texts are
I'm
always
going to
worse.
fill in the blanks or
talk.
what's in between the lines.
I'm so sure that time you're just thinking, what did I not do? You're even so confused.
I won't eat lunch if I'm told in the morning we need to talk in the evening. School lunch.
Fasting haraka haraka.
Huwezi kuja hapa na furaha, unakuja
Yeah.
kuwa
Why are you
remorseful.
So let's define this relationship
Let's
up.
define
Baby.
this relationship.
Yeah.
That's good.
See,
And
Yeah, but we're boys.
We're mamas.
You
We're
guys are
boys.
boys.
We're boys.
We're boys.
Man.
Yeah.
We all met in the space of Kubamba.
yeah.
We met in a dorm room in
We met in a dorm room.
Hey.
Like, dorm room.
We bonded in a dorm room.
Three-decker.
We bonded in a dorm room.
Without mattresses.
But we
We bonded.
Yeah.
Uganda was one
was
for
what-
the
hey.
Bucket.
So what happened in Uganda that you
those
guys-
Hey,
Hey,
what's one?
So first of all,
Oh,
we
it's
were
what did
excited.
happen.
Man.
Yeah.
We were excited that we're going to Uganda.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah, that was
But I know Wanja had gone before.
Yeah.
So we're all excited, like, oh my God, guys, Uganda for Jesus.
Yeah.
Kenya for, Africa.
Man.
So you
Uganda
got-
indeed for Jesus.
Yeah.
But that's why we get there, in the
Yeah.
situation. And actually, we didn't even plan for it to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, knowing, for sure, I'll be like, oh yeah, save a nini for here. Because I remember I think Kiki was the last person to come
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
that room.
Yeah.
And there was another dorm. So this one specifically just had the way
The
we are,
five of
plus I
us.
think one more person.
She
There's
came
another-
in later.
She came in
like
later.
way
But it was just
Okay.
the five
So we're
of
just
us.
there. And Uganda for Jesus is good. It's dope indeed. It's in December. We're almost getting to Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we just start bonding pole pole. So at some point you'll find some of us outside where
So some of us, let me tell you, it's not some of us.
Yeah, please, let's go there.
Let me tell you.
This is when I had a man.
Wahito would always.
This is when I had a man, okay?
What about Burundi? Wahito would always come into the room at like 1 or
That's
2.
true, though.
Then Wahito is, we all have very different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Adele is more introverted. Also Alice. Kiki depends on who you are.
She's like an ambivert. She's
It's like if I'm comfortable with you, then I will engage.
Wanja is an introvert.
Wahito is
and
just
an
a
extrovert.
firecracker.
Yeah.
Like, so she'd come into the room at like 1 or 2, and then she's listening to loud music.
Tell me why you're
watching
doing
a
that
movie.
at 1 a.m.
Like, she's
Wow.
just
They're
chosen.
And she
1
decided to
a.m.
watch The Chosen for the entire mission. And let me tell you, Moses, there's nothing that will test your friendship or relationship as being on a mission.
Yeah.
Because you're sleeping with these people, you're probably
sleeping in the
showering.
same room.
You know, in the same in the same room.
Yeah.
Showering. People have different like moods and
Handling
whatever.
of your space.
Yeah.
You
Handling
have
of
your
your
suitcase,
space.
but
Yeah.
your clothes are everywhere. How? Like it's so small.
Yeah. So it was very intense. So we bonded there because then we'd either somehow, I think that towards the end of the mission, actually, because we'd wake up and that's the time now we'd always just run back into the room and now have real conversations.
Yeah.
Like with each other. It was like the
was
first time.
good.
But it was very interesting because
really
you don't get that a lot. Like sisterhood is not something that there's. I feel like what's been portrayed out there is mostly like toxic sisterhood.
Yeah.
And where
that ladies have to
competing.
compete.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't
Gotta
have to
pull your
compete. We
hair
can
or
actually
Agree.
compete.
Toxic sisterhood.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a conversation that we need to have.
Hey,
We do.
that's been
We
it.
talk about toxic masculinity.
Let's talk about
Yeah, let's talk about like what it looks
Yeah.
like.
So what would you guys talk about, like, that got you into this space where like we need to talk about just give us some
The podcast?
the inside scoop.
like before.
Mlikuwa mnaongea kuhusu nini sasa mazeji?
Hey, anything we talk
Oh.
about. First of all, the cold showers.
Hey, those
They're just crazy. And then down
Nimesikia
to
cold showers na kuaga poa.
when you're in a foreign country. Uganda.
Hey,
They're
those
not-
cold showers are
Hey,
bad.
in the morning.
They were bad.
And the
Those
bathrooms
are
are all
Kampala.
open.
Oh, the
And the
bath.
food, yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
bathrooms
were
are
just-
Kampala.
And then
God.
all
Yeah.
that was, let me
bad.
tell you,
Yeah.
most it's intimacy at a deep level because there's no shower curtain.
Yeah, si ndo nasema, the
So
bathrooms are open.
unapita
What do you
TV and
miss?
me genuinely boarding school. First of all, I'm the only girl in my family, so now I'm used to this space where I'm seeing other
just
babes. I'm
you.
like,
Hey,
like,
what you
can
got?
you please like this?
That I don't
What you got?
Excuse me, I need to walk away from this podcast kwa sababu
Ulisema drama. Ulisema drama.
They're just being real.
yeah.
True.
Aye.
No, it's just the same way when you guys go to
I
washroom.
don't want to look at the people who are
Like,
recording
hey,
this.
I can see
That's for too much.
But the thing is that was I agree because for me, I remember in my primary school,
Yeah.
we had to have a showering partner.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, kusugua mgongo. There's water.
The time is limited. We are many people in the school. We need to go for dinner and we need to shower.
Let me tell
So
you.
primary unakuja na showering partner wako kabla upewe maji. Ile ndoo yake. Maji inakam. Unamwambia mtu wewe face tap mimi ni face
I
mlango.
would have never survived. I would have
You both
never.
need to bend together kuchota maji yako.
Unanini?
No way.
Sorry.
You don't even speak. You can't speak.
You just
it's
do
a
your
moment.
bucket.
Like it's a whole moment.
So, okay. So, how would you guys... Angalia wawili, basi mko
And then the worst thing is that you just even no crush is dying.
Oh my god.
And then the worst thing is you just finished, you're clean. But when you go, oops, kume sabuni has got. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry. Don't drop the soap.
Stop at that. Don't drop the soap. Oh, Swahito.
man. This happens in missions.
Yeah.
It's a thing because you know,
Okay,
like,
but missions
and then
don't
someone
like that.
comes and asks, no, it's every single mission. Me, I can speak because missions.
Oh, you
struggle.
Kwanza Zambia,
we don't
Mara
have
sijui
pastors.
wapi.
Kwanza Zambia, you'd
In
come.
Zambia,
Mtu
wow.
anakuuliza, you're sharing, someone is there. Uko na bucket. I'm like,
Hello. I'm sharing.
What's up? How can you get used to it? I think even Alice got used to it.
Yeah.
Alice was the one who was very needy.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
sorry,
apart.
Alice,
Yeah.
I'm putting you out there.
Alice would literally in the room. She's always there, like I can't change, guys.
No, she would
This
literally
is Burundi. Hey, I'm like Alice.
You were the one.
What happened? But anyway,
I think-
so yeah,
Yeah.
the cold showers
Uh-huh.
down to the chosen.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chosen was
There's
like
We
Yeah,
talk
I
about the
don't know- I
chosen.
don't know
We
how
talk
to-
about everything.
About
Everything.
Bible study,
Yeah.
our relationship with God and our
Friends, yeah.
different
cute guys.
yeah.
Uganda.
You can't
Not-
keep
not
talking
cute
to
guys,
him
we
if
didn't
there's
talk-
nothing that. Okay, guys.
So Uganda was the honeymoon.
Call
that I
yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that's
Yeah,
good.
And then because we didn't have fights, so it's kind of like we're learning each other. Oh, you don't like
We are
you don't
loving
like
on
throwing
one
the socks
another.
there. Okay, I won't
Yeah.
throw them.
Yeah.
Like loving each other.
Yeah.
Oh, we are happy. Okay, and then was it Burundi? Burundi was now like
We're in this
When is-
together.
the rough times. Like
Yeah.
you're fighting
Rough water.
in the mission.
Mwanzo
Yeah.
Burundi, we were
Rough
living
waters.
here. Like that Karungu.
Burundi was a square.
Burundi was not
Yeah,
even a
Burundi was
bed
a
sitter. It was
square.
worse.
Uganda was a rectangle.
Hiyo hata si
And there was so
bed
much
sitter.
space.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Songa tu by the way,
Yeah, but
kaongea
Burundi
boy,
was a
Burundi.
square.
Eh, Burundi now.
The ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
It was
spoke
the
about
maturing
that.
of your relationship now.
It was.
Yeah.
Unajua ukiambiwa unaambiwa,
Moses
hey, you
was
like
so
this
bad.
guy.
Unaona msichana?
Yeah.
Unaona huyu mwenye
Usiniambie
amekaa
mimi
hapa?
unaona msichana. Ona anaanza.
She's so sweet. Unaona? She's like, babe. What did she tell us?
Babe, I'm sorry. That's
Babe.
how, you know.
It's a night. We've just come
Yeah.
from casting out demons. Did you think of the one who did that?
But now they know. Like it's like
No.
you-
Let me tell you.
You know, you
enemy would want to
guys,
test
you,
you again.
you constantly keep learning. You know, you constantly keep learning new people. Sasa unajua hata watakwambia Adela kichoka.
No, we used to know. Now we knew after that day.
Adele
There are things you
akitoka.
shouldn't do when you speak to Adele. Just don't ask her.
nice.
But it was an honest question of what happened to the curtain. What happened to it? Listen.
So me, I'm sitting in the middle of them. What is there? Like, did I say? Did I say?
It's closed.
Yeah.
You asked me 7 times.
Yeah,
It was
7 times.
literally 7.
What did Nanny say about 7
nimekwambia
times?
same
You
answer.
forgive.
It's a number of lazima kuuliza mara saba.
But really, I think in this sisterhood, and that's like the joy of sisterhood. And as I said, you continue to learn each other.
Yeah.
I am very like, put Swahito here, put me here. We are so similar in so many ways.
Because we're short first.
If we are short, we are competitive. And you see how she says about people?
Yeah.
Like that's I
Yeah.
see her do things and I'm like, I would have done that. It's just that I don't have the energy.
Just say you admire
But
me.
I would. I don't. You know I don't. But you know I do. But like
I do too.
Yeah. So most of the times when it's like it's easy to niko naomba the other time because you know we've had so many sit downs. Like I think with most of the girls, it's so easy to rub off with Swahito and then find each other later and just be like, she'll tell you how my apologies sound like because now she knows how they sound like.
What,
But then
basipole?
They're not.
not
Yeah,
like
they are.
basipole.
They are
I'm
really.
sweet.
It's
Moses,
like,
I'm
just like,
sweet.
I'm sorry.
See?
And then like, for what?
I'm
What are
trying
you
to scrub
sorry
my
for?
mamas that are getting dirty. in
See,
this
they're
Burundi.
nice apologies. They pass the test.
Yeah.
But really, it's like Paul's. I don't know. They just repel
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah.
And how it's how you talked about toxic or whatever sisterhood because it's very easy for me to be like, it's easy to rub off with Kiki because Kiki would be a venye umesikia, she's like introverted, extroverted.
Yeah.
She's gonna blend in so well, right? So she has more grace to accommodate. But me and Swahito are very easy to rub off. So it's very easy for toxicity to come out because it's like, why? And then you guys begin to rub shoulders and stretch and push and come for it. And you're like, why did you do that? Which
Yeah.
I could have done that if I had the energy.
Yeah.
But why did you do that?
Yeah.
My head reasons, but then my emotions just want to get out of touch. So what I'm saying is it's very easy in such spaces to get into toxicity because it's more of, it's not even competition. It's comparison.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just, but then at the same time, it's understanding that in as much as we may be both extroverted or
Yeah.
we may both come out as competitive or strong,
Yeah.
there's something about Swahito that brings into the table. And she just does it. I'm like, she comes into the room.
Around the table up.
She comes into the room
Yeah.
and she makes everyone so easy and so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I have to appreciate that. Sometimes when you need to break ice, it's very easy for me to be like, this is her strength. And I'm going to crown her in her strength. Like, genuinely, there's no one I would not protect first than someone that I have learned so well and I have loved so well constantly, even through tough times. And
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Waheto
Stabbing
shed a
me.
tear.
That's so good.
Shed
Like,
a tear,
that's
please.
good that you said. I like that you said how you learn each other, but then you learn to complement and complete each other. Not like compete each other. 'Cause like, man, girl friendships are hard.
Yeah.
And then, especially now.
Are they?
They
Oh
are.
my God.
I thought you guys get along so
You thought you get along.
You get along with
Yeah.
the guys, but you
I
have
find
more
you
guy
guys so
friends.
easy, Maze, to connect and to.
It's
speak
because there's
up
this thing
and-
of ladies outside. You're like, yeah. Then in the back, they're just,
It's just like, it's like,
yeah.
Oh,
They're
like
just
what you're telling
talking.
me the other day about Swahito. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Shots fired.
But here we don't do that. Like, we don't
I thought that was,
Okay, sorry,
that
sorry.
was confidence.
The guy friends.
Yeah.
Like, me, I just get along with guys better.
You know that I used to say that a lot.
That's a thing.
And then I realized, even you, Wanja, I think you used
Yeah,
to. Yeah.
that's a thing.
I think a couple of us.
Everyone
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I
just
used to get along
easier.
with guys.
Yeah.
But then you realize
But
with
it's
guys
so
now it
easy.
becomes complicated
My
when they get a
goodness.
babe because now the babe will think you're the babe and you're trying to bring
So then are we
competition.
saying that women are complicated?
No, but
Well, not quite.
I mean,
They're complex.
I mean,
They're complex.
I mean, maybe, but no.
But sisterhood is the safest place, especially when you get the right people.
Yeah.
And they genuinely love on you. Like
Yeah.
where you're not even thinking about the competition, the comparison. Not that it won't happen, because
Yeah.
sometimes we're not saying that it won't happen. Of course, sometimes I'm like, I probably wanted to go to South Africa. I'm just saying, because they just came from SA. But
Yeah.
when you find that loving space,
Yeah.
it's very safe. Because sometimes majamas you don't know, fine, they're close to you, but one day they'll just switch up and be like, yo, I have a babe, so I can't show it.
I'm yo, I like you.
I like you. And I'm like,
Like, why? Like me?
well, let me ask you. Why can that Jama say that I like you?
I don't like them.
He needs to stay in the friend zone.
Yeah.
At a community. You're like my
That's
bros.
you are not in the friend zone. You're in.
You're
And
in.
you're staying there.
You're the chief.
They actually say, they actually say when you look at your contact list, you realize the ones who are your friends, who are guys, are the ones who would have, like, they just have the potential. Like,
Yeah.
But they can't,
But it's like,
because
just stay there.
Like, take this character, put it
Put
in
it
this
in
other
this
guy.
one.
You come in.
I think women are complicated. They're interesting. Maybe
Is it
not
a woman
complicated.
saying that?
Maybe it's interesting.
I'm just
complex.
honestly, I'm curious to find out.
Yeah.
So, and why can't this Jama, who's your friend,
Yeah.
have feelings and ask, hey, Kiki, I like you, and
Why?
Because at a jam.
In
Why?
fact,
At a jam, ukisema zoom.
I'm a
flesh
picture
and
nini.
blood is within that to you. Because
asking
Kiki
the right
has been in such a situation.
The right people, the right thing.
Tell us, Kiki.
At the
Tell
right
us, why can
time.
that Jama tell you he likes you?
First of all, I need new friends. Clearly.
No new friends.
We are signing up again.
I don't know, because there's space for friendship with guys, like healthy friendship with guys.
Yeah.
And say for me, I would give myself as an example. I'm so big on friends and family. You
Yeah.
know, there are people that I'm very intentional with.
Yeah.
So you're my guy friend. I'll treat you like a very good friend.
Yeah.
So if you fall for me, sorry, but but I also keep affirming that friendship. It's not from a place of I'm just reckless with what I do. So whatever happens after that, that's on you. I'm not
Yeah.
that reckless.
Yeah.
But I keep on affirming the friendship.
How do you give Maka soft landing Ushamon.
have you
Even
looked at
look at
how you
Steve.
sound?
Steve.
She's the master. Yeah, she's the master.
So invested.
She's the master. By this, she's learned. She's speaking from proper experience.
Hey, by the way, who is
There's some ladies who are watching
actually-
this and they need to know how to lay low. That's
Yeah, Kiki, I'm actually proud of you that you actually
give
kept
us
that
a
friendship.
soft landing.
How you give
Or
a
friendships.
soft landing?
No, how did
Man,
you do it?
that's putting me on the spot.
No, it's
I don't know what will work for that person.
Yeah.
But because they're your friend, you already know what words would actually mean what to them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you already know that this guy
Yeah.
would definitely, because first of all, friendship is from a point of understanding one another's hearts. you
Yeah.
know? Like I do understand your heart and I know what pisses you off.
Yeah.
I know what triggers you,
Yeah.
you know.
That's really
And
good.
every time that, not every time, it's every time. It's not every time, but it's
Sometimes.
just
Yeah.
that one time, you know.
Yeah.
When it happened, I was like, okay, now I have to be smart with this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want to like break this person's heart. I just want
Yeah.
them to understand that, man, it's
where
not
I'm
what
at.
it was
Yeah.
to you, you know. So yeah, because you understand their hearts, you'll be able to lay them down easy.
You were able to salvage it. The one
she
that
usually
Are you guys still
Hey
boys?
guys,
Yeah, they're boys. See your boys.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
You are.
imagine.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just
landing.
asking, you know,
She's
just
teaching
trying to
us.
find out.
to
On
baby.
behalf
I was
of-
like, now I do understand that this
Yeah.
is what you feel, and I don't invalidate that, you know.
Yeah.
But despite me affirming the friendship, but
Yeah.
this is where I'm at, you know. It's just from a point of honesty,
Yeah.
you know, like
I admire that.
clarity,
Get it.
honesty. That really helps, because for me, if you were to lay me down easy,
Eh?
or no,
Lay me down.
that's so wrong to say. But if you were to
Put it down.
Like I said, I should not be in this podcast.
Listen, but
wait, let me finish. But if you were to
Put you.
No, I don't know how
lay
to
the
say
words
it.
down.
Like if you are just to tell me that you don't like me, I like you.
Yeah,
you
okay.
like me, I'd want you to be very honest and just have a
really
candid
good.
relationship with conversation with me. You know,
Yeah.
just tell
And
me.
at the same time, is it safe to say that you risk knowing that in the back of your mind there's a potential or a possibility that you might ruin the relationship?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
100.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But then again,
So you have prepared yourself.
yeah,
for
you
that.
have prepared yourself for that. Or like, wow, man, this guy might just go, and I know that I'm losing a very good friend. But
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
happens now? Because you also don't want to be in a toxic friendship with this person.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to have that friendship with this person from a place of tunashindanga tukienda back and forth. You know,
Yeah.
you already know they like you. Put your boundaries. Just tell them how you feel. Yeah.
Kiki, I'm proud of you. Because me, I would flee.
Why?
She
Why
would.
would you
Typically, I do
flee?
flee.
She
I
really
mean, I'm
would.
like,
Why would
hey,
you flee?
hey, how do you
And
like
she's
me?
speaking
Oh,
from experience as well.
Tell us about it.
I'm learning.
Got the
I'm
best
learning.
teacher.
There. Hey, me, I would flee. I know those conversations, they're tough. They're part of the tough conversations.
Yeah.
You need to have.
Yeah.
But not everyone
Has
the
stuff.
tough
Yeah, but I like
conversations.
what you said because then as women, I think what I've been learning is when you're dealing with jammers,
Yeah.
like it's your responsibility as a jammer to give me a clear direction and clarity
Talk about science.
and pursue,
Right.
but it's my responsibility to have an honorable response.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's
Wanja
like,
is good
I'm
with
not,
that.
I hope the Jamas are listening.
Yeah.
like I'm
This
not
is a
crushing,
trigger.
like I'm not crushing you in the sense that like even if I don't like you, I don't have to come and tell you, you know you're short. You know, and I'm
But
like,
you are.
you know you're short. You know you're. I'm like, you can't,
yeah.
but you can't change that. So
Yeah.
why am I telling you that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
You can't
not
even
kind.
change.
Yeah.
Or you know you're too tall. Or you know I don't like the way I don't like your eyes or something. Like it's. You
There's
need to
certain-
be.
yeah.
There are certain things because I've been in situations where someone is like, "Oh, why don't you like this person? They're younger than me, but they can't change their age."
Yeah.
So you telling them that scars them so much so that the
ever.
next relationship they're
Yeah,
in,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
they are killing themselves over things they can't change
Yes.
simply because, and I'm just like, as women, we have to have an honorable response when being pursued,
Yeah.
or even being pursued by people that we would like, and people that we don't like, because we're honorable with people that
we
would
like. We
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
like.
But once I feel like, hey, me, I'm out of your league,
Yeah.
like just have an honorable response. Go for coffee.
Yeah. Wanja is speaking from experience again.
It's
I'm just highlighting.
So how
Very
do you-
important.
when you guys are, no, let me ask, do you guys look out for each other?
Yeah.
As as girlfriends. You guys are young, you guys are Christians, you're all fresh, you're all beautiful.
Yeah.
So do you look out for one another? Because kuna mahongo. Yeah.
Mahongo.
Mavolcha.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mahongo.
honestly,
New vocab.
honestly, Mose, let me tell you. So I feel like Swahito and I can speak from experience here. Not throwing us
You're
under
putting
the
me on the
bus.
experience.
Both of us.
Okay.
No, because there was a moment where we had to
And,
look out for
and
each
let me
other.
say, I can see we have drinks. Me, I would be very happy to get a
Yeah.
drink.
Me.
Yes.
Hey.
That's for G.
Yeah. So you're saying
That's
you're
what
talking from
Jesus.
experience.
Yeah, like you have to look out for each other.
Oh, yeah.
And I
It
feel
almost
like
costed.
it almost cost our friendship.
Yeah.
Like
it was like this.
this close.
Aw.
But it's
Yeah.
like you actually have to realize it's literally sisters before misters. Okay, not really, but you know.
And funny enough is we're called out on that, but I
You
don't
hashtag.
think.
Sisters before misters.
Let's go.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like you have
It's
to
the safest
recognize, for example, if a guy is katiaing Swahito, for instance, and then maybe like I liked him. This is hypothetical.
Hey.
This is not a real life experience.
Yeah.
And I like him, then you realize that most times we take the trouble to now it's Swahito's fault. I'm like, I shouldn't have a problem with Swahito because this is my sister. I have to recognize, yeah, she's a great babe. In fact, let me champion for this guy to
That's
like her.
really good.
Let me move on. You know, so I know
And
you guys
how do
have
you keep that relationship going when?
we didn't actually. For a minute, it was very dramatic about it, but we had to have.
Wanja was dramatic. I even told her, guess what? The Holy Spirit has snitched. There's something wrong. Trust your instincts, guys. Whenever you feel like something's wrong, just go for it. Because I told her that. I told her, let's go for ice cream. Hey, babe, did not want ice cream. Like, no, thank you. Something else. Trying to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had to sit down and actually identify, like, you know what?
Sit down for
That's
long.
good.
Yeah, for
Through
long
the
with
night.
tears. Yeah, I had tears. Why it is the gangster like between the both of us? It was just like,
She
yeah,
is.
man, like, oh my gosh, like you know, like so it had to get to a place where we're like, you know what, like this person cannot come between our friendship, like, and it had to get to a place where you're just like, I would gladly,
Yeah.
like Swahito is a gem, so I'd gladly have any other man, like you know,
Yeah.
like yeah. So you have
It's important for you guys to keep your friendship
but you
going.
also
But I think
have
also,
to.
sorry.
Go for it.
No. Finish so again.
No, I was going to say, but you also have to look out for each other in the sense
Yeah.
of if your babe is dating a guy that's genuinely not nice or that's cheating on them, what do you do? It's like,
Yeah.
Man.
it's like
Yeah.
I hate to
You
break
do
this
it.
information to you, but
But.
this
Yeah,
person
yeah,
is
yeah.
not.
I agree. And the Jama needs to be careful also because it's not like he doesn't know your friends. You know, that's also another thing. I don't know why Jama's always like that.
Most
How
tell
they
us.
relate. Wana Joanna, see at your Joanna, they'll meet each other in the corridors of the field.
power.
In the streets of Nairobi or any other city.
Yeah.
But also it's a guy's responsibility to decide.
Yeah.
Because you can't also be juggling. You're not a juggler. It's not a circus. You're playing with us.
Yeah.
You know, you need to decide
Yeah.
and finally put a stand and don't feel like you're losing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. Yeah.
I think I'll put it in one line. I'd say, what you treasure, you protect.
Ooh, that's
Treasure.
really good.
It's so deep, Anna. Sisters before misters.
I
What you
know.
treasure, you
You
protect.
know, she's so sweet today, people. Today, no.
Three cases.
Wanja is deep. Adele is deep. Hey, guess what?
Hey, Bana.
You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. You have to have
Good,
Jordan
Bana.
Anaruka.
She's not on top of a chair shouting as in, you're so sweet today. Thank you. I'm so proud of you.
She would have been.
She would have been.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Yeah, you guys, I'm the competitive one and I'm the protective one. Y'all are not gonna go through them.
It depends.
To
on
them,
Adele. I
except
think it depends with you.
through me.
Yay.
Period. Get that?
It depends on
really
when you're
depends.
protective. I actually don't think you're protective all the time.
I am all the time.
No.
We are speaking from
No.
experience.
Okay.
Ali's saying no. I'm
What
happy she's
time
saying
am I
no.
not?
When was she
What
never?
time am I not? Give
the time.
practical examples.
In 1987.
Please remember, love keeps no record of wrongs. However, there's this one day.
Thank you, Mom.
Mose, I actually have
Thank you, Mom.
You know what? I actually have a question on that because
Yeah.
you told like love keeps no record of wrongs. Love and Wahita she's always telling me fight until they have nothing left to say.
That's one of my
I'm like, how do you know?
Hey, fight until they have nothing left to say.
Fight until they have nothing left to
wisdom
say.
move, man.
God, though, man, you're in trouble.
One-liners too.
So I'm just like, how do you know when it's not in a marriage?
Yeah.
You're just in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or just like a relationship. How do you know when not to fight? Because can it get toxic? Where
It
you
can.
just-
It can. It can get toxic. When it gets personal,
Right.
that's toxic. So if you're having a fight, like you said, you know, let it not be a fight about, you know, you're short. You know, there's certain things you cannot change.
Yeah.
So let me use an example of Debs and I.
Yeah.
So when Debs calls me out, I fail on this many times. I really do fail on it many times. But when she's calling me out, she's not calling me out of malice.
That's
Sindio.
really good.
She's not doing it out of the fact that she's trying to hurt me.
Right.
She's calling me out because she loves me
Right.
and she wants the best out of me.
Right.
Sindio.
That's good.
That's whether we are dating or whether we are married. Sindio. That because you're in a relationship with this person and he or she loves you, oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Accidents
okay.
happen, but now. Yeah.
It's okay. It smells good, so I'm good.
So
Marashi.
when you even made me lose my train of thought.
No, sorry.
She loves you.
Yeah.
Lavender.
So even when you're dating, when you're calling someone out, you always want to be, or when you're correcting someone,
Yeah.
when you're fighting with someone,
Yeah.
let it not be out of something that's personal, something that's going to hurt the other person.
That's really good.
You're trying to be vindictive, you're trying to revenge, you're trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
You'll have failed. Sindio. But when you're calling someone out, you want to make it out of love.
Yeah.
Sindio. So, and I hope that when you said fight till,
There's
Like,
nothing
they have
left.
nothing left
Oh,
to
thank
say.
you.
They wouldn't feel like, oh, you didn't fight for
yes.
the friendship. Meaning.
So if you're going to fight for the relationship.
Yeah.
Fight for the relationship. You want it to work. You want it to thrive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's certain fights times zingine unafika tu tuseme hii imefika mwisho.
Tuombeane tu.
So
Yeah.
when do you know most that this one now has? Is it now the one for like hata effort haitoki kwao? Because now there are moments where you're just like, I feel like this is enough. Hey,
Thank you.
thanks. Are you seeing mine?
I'm telling you, this is
We have the same glass of it.
That sugar cane juice is so yummy.
cheers. It is yummy.
Cheers,
actually.
ladies.
Cheers.
And gent.
Okay, Jonah.
It's a good podcast.
Just one.
To a good
One,
podcast.
two.
Yeah, this
To
goes out
protecting
to
what we treasure.
the transition.
Transition.
Transitions of life.
Yes, let's go there.
This juice is going to go down. Ishai. It's going to transition from being a full
Can
glass
we get
to
2
empty.
glasses? Can we get 2 glasses for more?
Yeah. So when do you know? Because there are things that is like, do you just feel it that it's time now to be like, okay, now we need to just
Yeah.
If it gets toxic,
okay.
if it's toxic and if it's hurting you, you probably do not want to be in that relationship.
Okay.
And it can only get worse.
Yeah. So before it gets toxic, fight.
Yeah. So, and when you're fighting,
Fight for
if
it.
it's personal,
Yeah.
you know that there's a certain you cross that line when it gets personal.
Yeah.
That's really
But if you're dealing
good.
about issues,
Yeah.
you know, like how do you want to see this relationship growing?
Yeah.
So when it starts, if you're talking about those things, those things that are going to build the relationship, hapo iko sawa.
Okay.
And sometimes you can say we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
There's certain things that are not deal breakers.
Yeah.
But like nasema, a key part is where it gets to be hurtful, vengeful, vindictive. It's personal. This is not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
Haitasaidia
That's
mtu
really
yoyote.
good.
So at that point tunaweza sema, man, hii wacha tuachane nayo.
Yeah. So
But
till
a
then,
relationship that's worth fighting for is that one where you know that the jama or the chick, for the jama, the chick that you're in a relationship, or the jama that you're in a relationship as a mama, you want to make sure that that relationship, it's bringing the best out of you. Sindio? And mnajengana. Hambomoa, zile vitu mnabomoa ni zile vitu mbaya. Lakini kama ni kujengana mazee, you're like, I want to be with this person the rest of my life.
Yeah.
that's good.
Unacheki. So normally what I also do tell people is, and I hope that you can have these conversations in your podcast. Sometimes when you're dating, it doesn't always have to end up in marriage.
True. Yeah.
I know that they will not say this. I know that they won't say this in the
That's
pulpit.
so good.
That's good.
Sips juice.
But
juice.
because of the culture that we're living in,
Yeah.
and sometimes people want to say,
Especially even in church, we don't talk about that
No.
a lot.
and sometimes people want to say, let's use the biblical text for this. The Bible, sometimes we also need to wear the lens for the context within which some of these
things were
messages
said.
are being said.
Yeah.
Sindio. So of course, we're not in a place where it's an arranged marriage. Sindio.
Yeah.
So you're in a space where, in the world that we're living in right now, you've met someone at work, or you've met someone, in your social gatherings. Umeenda harusi, umepata mtu. Things happen.
Yeah.
Sindio. And so what happens is, because you're the one who's gone and found this person and you've hung out with the person and you're like, we like each other. Let's
mi
define
nakulike.
this relationship.
Na wewe unanilike.
Naona, yeah. Sindio? Tulaikiana. So mshaanza kulaikiana. Msha move kutoka kwa kulike mnalaikiana sasa. So you see, when you're in that space of dating, you're getting to know one another. Sindio? And when you're getting to know one another, you're like, I want to be with you. And at that stage, you probably, I hope that you get into the space where you'll actually have fights. Sindio?
Yep.
In the dating space. Because sometimes when you're dating, you're always putting your best foot forward.
That's good.
You're never real.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah, that's really good.
But I think you need to be authentic
Yeah.
when you're dating, so that when you get married, someone is not like, a man, she just unleashed the dragon. Or he just
Came out.
yeah, this person just changed. I'm looking at him, I'm like, I don't recognize who this person is.
Yeah.
So when you're dating, that's your time to be able to know, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, kama vile nimesema, because we're not really, even when we're having these conversations in Christian circles,
Yeah.
that you think the person that you're dating is definitely the one that you're going to get married to. Guys, let's give a reality check.
Really?
That's not the truth.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's
That's not
Let's
the
go
truth.
there.
Sindio?
Yeah.
But when you date, you want to give 100%.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain boundaries, of course, you don't want to date, you don't want to cross, where we're not saying, 100%. Siku hizi nasikia wasi wakisema, lazima tukuwe na trial session. That's madness, I think. Sindio? It can only lead to more chaos.
Cancel before.
Sindio?
Yeah.
But you want to love that person 100%.
Yeah.
Where after the relationship is over, you're not asking yourself, what didn't I do?
Yeah.
That's
Not a good question.
Sindio?
That's good.
But you've given it everything. So when you guys are separating, the jama or the chick can be in the space where they're like,
I give it my best.
we gave it our best. Actually, nyi wawili mnakaa chini mnasema, enye tulijaribu.
Yeah.
We gave this thing everything. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think it's easier to transition to becoming friends with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah, it's actually
That is true,
Than
though.
enemies.
yeah.
Where you're like, we never want to see you again.
Don't be in my space.
Because
Da, da, da.
you were both very careful how you dealt with your relationship. You gave it 100%. You fought. You found solutions. Zingine hamkufind solutions. Mkasema it's okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And life continues.
That's really good.
But imagine if you gave that relationship 100% and then you walk down the aisle. You're like, man, I'm getting married to the love of my life.
That's good.
This is my best friend. This is the guy or this is the chick I want to live the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
You're happy in that situation.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, may the Lord bless this relationship.
Yeah.
Na mnajuana. So you have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So when you guys are getting married, there are no other activities zingine mnaweza kutoa mazee guys. Someone is wondering, umse alitoka wapi?
Joka. Venye waitu tuwa makadi zingine hapo kadi
Anazifichanga
yake.
huku nyuma.
At least natoka saizi bado mko kwa relationships na vitu kama hizi,
Yeah.
But
That's good.
but I was saying, at what point do you say hii kitu mazee achana nayo? I think when if that relationship is toxic,
Yeah.
please,
Kazi
Run.
by all means necessary,
Flee.
before you get married.
tu flee. Kazi tu ni
Yani, like that song 4412. Piga chuom, nyada, toka kijiko, as in yani, hepa, run.
Yeah.
Run for the sake of your life.
Yeah.
Forget even about the jama or the or the girl, yani. Run, because the abuse can come from whichever angle.
Yes.
And the abuse, it can be physical or it can be emotional.
That's good.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So I want to say, if you see that it's toxic, it's hurting you, please flee.
Flee.
Stop trying to rescue that relationship.
That's good.
Kwa sababu you have no control over that jama, you have no control over that chick. You have control over yourself.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
Sindio?
good, Moz.
That's good.
Moz, I also love that you mentioned that you gave it all, but then it didn't work, but then you can still be friends. Because I think that that's also something else that, especially the Christian space, is like, why are you still friends? What's wrong?
Yeah.
It's like you're supposed to hate and back off and all that.
Yeah.
But there's a space for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're also brothers and sisters. I think first, as believers, we're brothers and sisters in the faith.
Yeah.
Sindio? And maybe guys watasema, Mose, you're painting an ideal situation. I think we need to try and build as many ideal situations as possible.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that first, foundation tuko sawa. Tuko ndani ya Yesu, si ndio?
Yeah.
Missionary dating times zingine italeta tu machungu.
Lakini each one moves bana.
Ati- So hata niseme kwa each one missionary dating. So foundation tunasema kwanza iko sawa.
Yeah.
You know that you're both Christians.
Yeah.
You're both solid in the faith.
Yeah.
You're both in a journey of growing. I mean, you could be 1 year, but you're still growing, and you can see the growth in someone's journey. Hata kama ni a couple of months.
Yeah.
Sindio? So the foundation iko solid, so it's on Christ. Sindio?
Yeah.
Then your brothers and sisters in the faith. Yeah? Then you're like, you want to build that relation, you want to build your friendship before you jump into the relationship.
That's good.
You know, build the friendship bana. Jengeni mkwe mabeshte. Sindio? Where if anyone, my hope would be if one of you guys are dating, that you bring your jamaa to your girlfriends, allow them to be able to see who you hang out with.
That's true.
Mi nakwambia hapa, your girlfriends will see the blind sides of one.
That you know that's true.
Yeah. Ni kweli
Hey,
bana.
everyone.
Mi mabeshte wangu walikuwa wananisaidia.
Yeah.
Hey,
And you guys in turn would help even the babes.
Oh,
Like
man.
when a jamaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even now, the thing is, because we're all tight.
Yeah.
Sindio? So if I happen to see that my boy's girlfriend, yani, I mean, we look out for her as well.
Yeah.
Because we can see where the relationship is going. You know, both of them are solid. The relationship. So when you're calling out, you call out both of them.
Yeah.
Toma mazebu chunga hapa hivi. Ebu saidia mse wako hapa hivi. You get things like that. So foundation iko sawa, it's in Christ. You're both brother and sister in the faith.
Yeah.
Those never need to change.
Yeah.
And then you build your friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you start jumping into dating. Because if you jump into dating without building the relationship, when you guys separate, what do you have to fall on?
That's good.
You get, and we
Yeah.
all need each other at some point.
Yeah.
We do.
So you're going for some services somewhere mazee in a bank. Ama mseneza kufungulia mlango ni mse ulikuwa na date na yeye lakini mazee ulichoma. Unajaribu kuomba loan anajua hakuna vile huyo mse atalipa hii deni.
It is time.
Like, kwanza hata aliniboro.
Ndio hiyo sasa bana. Yeah. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah.
And I know I've said many more things.
That's
really
good.
That's a good,
Moz.
direction and path, ladies. For all of us.
Yeah.
Bring the
Bring the guys.
Bring the guys. I'll bring mine.
Hiyo ndio umegetwa yetu.
We thought you were transitioning.
Each one bring one.
Lakini ni vizuri alileta.
Each one bring one.
Each one bring one.
Now I have a question for you guys. So
Yes,
you know,
yes.
so you're trying to katia this jamaa or
Era.
Please.
What is wrong?
Take it again.
What is wrong?
Take it again from the top.
I had a wagata the other day
Take two
saying,
more. Take two.
so Ewagata alikuwa anaongea mazi kwa he has a fellowship called YHAP. Ati if you see a gazelle running towards a lion,
There must be something.
the lion will be very confused.
That's true. Itaanza kukimbia.
Either maze the gazelle maze ikona imemeza bomb inakuja kunilipua. But I think times have changed bana.
You see, if
Amani-
in the animal kingdom it's still happening the way, why are we changing it?
Then things have never changed.
So you like a jamaa, you can't be the first one to say I like you.
Can never be.
Even people who
This
not go
toxic
to the jama.
femininity hapa hivi.
Even people who
Toxic
propose the
sisterhood.
jama.
How?
I will tell a guy you like him.
No.
Would
I
you
mean-
be Moz? Would you
Let
be
me tell you,
comfortable?
Moz, me,
I know you're
I'll
married.
with that
Yes.
clash.
We know you're married, but would you be
Debs.
comfortable with that?
Kati ya you.
Nini kati ya you?
I mean,
Hata unajua.
This is just for all the jamas want to
lakini sikizeni mimi nishaenda. Ndio, so hiyo it happened. Alafu, please notice the number of years. 18 years.
18.
So it's a different generation, but 18 years generation pesha
We
ingia.
wouldn't pursue like you being the first one to say that,
you would throw hints.
but you would hint.
Utasmoke smoke signals, ndio.
Uko like
we can
finish
create
kitu,
an
man, as
enabling
in-
environment.
We can position ourselves for a chemical
And then you create an enabling environment. But then you don't do. I'm not gonna do the work for you.
But we have to admit that there are people who are doing it. I don't know why they're doing it.
And
But
genuinely,
for their
good
reasons.
shout out to you.
In fact, shida waga alikuwa
it
nachoma.
works.
I saw conversations you could later on mshapata watoi. Alafu mazee mother anasema, so you know when I was pursuing your dad,
That's crazy.
It's like,
And then whose
that's
work
funny.
is it to sustain that relationship now that you started it?
I think it's both of us. I think it's both of us. I think it's both of us.
I'm saying if a lady starts that,
is like
no,
this.
I don't think it matters who
think-
starts it. I
yeah.
think the responsibility on maintaining a relationship
It's for both.
it's for the both.
Dependent-
So when I
not
say like
dependent on who
tunalipa
started.
sisi wote wawili. Na split half.
Why not?
Yeah, all I'm telling you is this is toxic.
I think
Sisterhood.
it is.
I
genuinely, I'm starting to think, and maybe
should stay
you
committed?
could be-
Adele,
could
where
it
have you
Who's the
shot your
pursue
shots?
and the pursuee?
who
Is that
says
the
for
right
Christmas
legal
now
term?
we are visiting this family and not this
Pursuant.
one?
could it be that kuna generation kadhaa ama kuna watu kadhaa, there's a fraction of people even out there that are comfortable with that idea.
Adele, are you comfortable?
But guys, there are
Personally,
communities.
Yeah, they are.
Adele, would you
But
shoot
there
your
are
shots?
communities where
Personally, I just I'm
Adele
not
is fine.
I'm
Would
not
you-
comfortable
No, yes or
with-
no?
But-
Would you shoot your shots?
I wouldn't.
let me say this. There are communities because sometimes we try
unless
ninasema
led.
that's why tunajisiujeka kwa boxes zingine.
Yeah.
There are communities
Yeah.
They do that.
where women pursue
Yeah.
the men.
Yeah.
So what are we saying?
I
If you
know a
have a
marriage
jama from
story
that,
where the lady pursued the
yeah,
the
and they're living happily ever after.
I don't know about the ever after,
So
but-
this creates an enabling environment.
because the guy was too shy, so the lady called the shots.
What does pursuing look like and what does enabling
Hi,
look
I like
What-
you.
wait, all I'm
text
saying
pale
is,
kwa DM.
Waheto, if you're in a place where, in fact, Kiki, we're in the adamant.
Oh,
uko kwa hii
Who is the
space
Adam?
where
Who is
the
Adam? Who is
jamaa
Adam?
ile unalike umse
Yeah.
na mlalaikiana so kwa Christ mko sawa si ndio?
foundation.
Foundation
Brother,
iko
sister, kwa
sawa.
Christ tuko sawa ubeshte msha create unamlaika na kulike so mnalaikiana
Wacha.
lakini sasa maze kwa community yao mahali ametoka ni dem upasu mse
Ni mayai.
Sasa yeye amekaa na
You know
ngoja.
what more?
Then-
Maybe itabidi
then
tu
guys-
amerudi kwa community yao kwa sababu kwa hii community yetu pia ni majamaa uka majamaa ndo uka, you know, and it's not that I'll make it hard for him, you know, like the best is
utamlay down pole pole kumwambia kwendagi hivi
akwendangi hivi mimi
come
kwetu
to
like I'll tell him nitakuwa like I understand that kwenu hivi ndo kuenda lakini the space
Tuma fair
where
ende.
you know
Arudi.
like space yenye niko hivyo like still feel comfortable you
Wow.
know, but I won't make it hard for him. Si ati nitakuwa like nimeweka chance niko like zizi
So you'll
zizi.
take him-
I'll be
walk
like
him
okay,
through.
I'll just create that as S was saying, an enabling environment or
Mita
just
sema-
position
So let me
myself.
ask
there are many
you,
women
Kiki,
who are
but like
probably
what
single
if-
today
Because
kwa sababu
Wanaogopa.
they've let a good man go because they were waiting to be pursued.
But the phrase "let
Guess
a
what
good
goes?
man
If it's
go"
meant to be,
by
it'll happen.
itself,
Did they
the
want to
phrase-
really?
Ati?
Did they want to?
Because now
wanaenda
kuna
wapi?
umse mwingine
This
sasa
man
alikuja
who
maze
is
amacho
going.
jamaa mse amejiamini
Boy child
amesema
Kenya
maze
community.
ameingia maze hapo hivyo na kaka kamos amedunga fiti. Anyway, that's
Amevaa viatu
vanity.
fresh.
Acha nianze tena.
boy child is just
Mse
chilling.
ameshona vifiti. You know hakuna you know
Sema
ukiangalia
Jim
looks kila
alinunua
kitu
mawe.
lakini maze kuna vitu fulani hamuingiani. But this one guy maze mlikuwa mna connect vifiti. Ukamwachilia kwa sababu ya nini?
Hakuniambia
Sasa,
na ni like
Anarudiaje na maze na mshamari?
Haya, Mos,
Oh, kama umeshamaliza.
Ushakafunga leo mse mwingine.
Azi, basi hizi funga na huu msee basi.
But
Lazima
sasa
tukue
Moz,
sure sure.
question, alienda bila kusema hata hiyo.
the phrase "let her,"
Aseme basi.
the phrase "let him go" in itself, like, wewe uliachilia aende.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
in,
you let him go.
but no, what about him?
What do you mean?
But he
Yeah.
was there waiting.
Not fight.
For what?
Alikuwa
He did
anangoja
not fight.
nini?
He was just
He didn't
not
fight.
fight.
Until there's nothing left to say.
hata mkufight.
No.
Kwa sababu yeye alikuwa
He
anangoja
needed
tu.
to fight for
Most
it and
think
just
about
walk
it.
and
Like
say,
even
what
as
would you
jamas,
want?
like when you want a car,
Yeah.
for example, haijalishi hata kai kwa showroom. Unajua una hizo chapa. But you go around telling everyone, maze indai get.
Yeah.
Like you didn't take yourself to the showroom. What's so hard about the babe that you genuinely believe I want
there.
to marry
Let me
you?
tell you,
Why
Bana.
can't I nini?
This Jama has gone and told yani his famo, his boys, I'm like,
mbona
man,
kwambi?
this
By
is
the
the
way,
mom,
that
this is the mama
culture-
for me. Lakini kwa sababu ndio mimi nasema
ni mshai
si mshai.
community.
The place culture mahali ametoka. The way things are done.
Okay, basi tuachie hao
Basi
watu
si
wa
aseme.
culture
It's an exception. Kama yeye ni culture sawa.
Most you think there is that possibility?
Acha
Like,
niwaambie kasa hizi.
aya tuambie.
There is.
there is that possibility.
But sasa
Mtu
una
ujue.
expect
But
aje
what I
udem
pray doesn't
ajue?
happen
That's
to
what
me.
I mean.
You expect the lady will know.
I'm
They
like,
won't know.
I don't know.
Utajuaje?
Mr.
Utajuaje sasa?
Mr. Jua.
Simshapata
Kama
hizo
ni
mahint
show,
zote.
kaa ni show enyewe kwa community yetu even though vitu zi run I'll be like so what's
Kiki,
happening.
All I'm
Hebu
saying
let me
is,
ask you,
mshatembea hii jani yote mazee. Mshafika hapa kwa
Friends
edge.
gani?
Si ndio?
Paka kidogo
Mshatembea hapa hivi kwa edge.
reverse.
Yashavuka hapa hivi na kungoja.
There's a place for him
Akuja
communicating.
nishike mkono anivute. I'm afraid of heights.
Let me ask you though,
Proper
Kiki, like
communication.
think about it. Like, what if you fell in love with a guy in their culture? You're the one who was paid dowry, and then you
India.
find out.
Is it
Then
India?
you
Yeah.
find out.
How are you finding out?
No, you just okay. What will happen?
We are saved
Si
by
ni
Jesus.
sawa as in
Utalipa.
But kabla nini itakuwa ni
then,
video.
as in, bora
happens.
tu wazazi wangu wako sawa nayo. As in the thing is guys, I don't know. Like hii mapenzi
Culture
ni ngumu, culture ni ngumu, si tuchague moja.
Pamoja.
Tuchague hapa ni mapenzi tatusumbua ama ni culture, you know.
You can be flexible. I feel like you can be flexible.
Yeah, you can.
Like with your culture, you can be. You don't have to. Like
You don't have to be rigid.
Follow it to the latter. Si ndio?
Yeah.
Step up basi.
Eh,
You're getting.
unaona
Yeah.
kuna unaweza compromise. Hiyo kama hiyo ni venye wewe compromise
Times
hiyo
have
hakuna
changed.
story.
that's interesting.
Yeah, so just
That's a great question though that you asked.
What?
Yeah.
Like
About
if you.
my about Mahari, that's what I'm saying.
It's
There's certain
okay.
things, there's certain things. My point was,
You're nice.
there's certain things that we hold on tightly to.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand the thing about life, people come from different backgrounds. So it's up to the Jama to know the culture of the chick, and it's up to the chick to know the culture of the
Yeah.
Jama.
Kuwasaidiane.
Si ndio? Alafu msaidiane kutoka hapo. So that you're able to enjoy the relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
Unacheki. So
Yeah.
kama uko kwa space where now the mama has to pay the bride price. Na unajua mazee una like huyu msee.
Mokole.
Itabidi community make
Mpatie na
Itabidi mazee tute sisi wote nyewe mazee.
This is our wedding.
Useme unaenda rurashio.
Tuungane.
Unacheki useme unaenda rurashio, sisi tunakufua.
Yeah.
Sina kufuata alafu inabidi wazazi wako wajipange vile utaenda kuongea na wazazi wa boys. Waseme
Yeah,
so we are here to represent Kiki.
Tumekuja.
Ama mudini.
Tumeona maua mahali.
Mudivide by two.
Alafu maboys watoke mazee wamejifunika mpaka uso na leso. Aseme I'm not the bride.
I am the blind.
No, itakuwa ni I'm not the groom. I'm not the groom. I'm not the groom. Unacheki?
That's hilarious.
The dowry is not for
But
me.
sasa Moz,
Uh-huh.
okay, it will work, but only if there's proper communication.
It needs, but that's the point. You know, as you're in this relationship, as you guys are fighting and
have
having
been
your
friends and
arguments
all that.
Imagine your
about
face.
culture and about all those things, bana, expectations.
Yeah.
You know, hapo ndio mnakuja kujua, man, are we compatible? Ama tuko
Yeah.
compatible?
Yeah.
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 That's when you actually have to
Yeah.
have conversations on
Conversation.
what's your non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaker.
And the
But I love what you're saying, Moz, because you're allowing us to keep allowing each other and get into other people's shoes and actually get to know how are they thinking.
Yeah.
Where
Exactly.
it
That's
makes
really
us
good.
more accommodating,
Yes.
more loving, more gracious. I feel
Yes.
like if we thought from that line, we would allow more grace to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we walk out here thinking that everybody should think the way I
The way
think,
you
everybody
think, the way
should
you're
behave the way.
supposed
We didn't go to the same school. Come on, we didn't get, like we all
Not
have
the same
all these
culture.
ideologies. Okay, the gospel is a unifier, but honestly, we were brought up in a way that is all different. So I think we need to allow more grace to each other.
mimi nangoja siku
right?
nienda kulipa mahari
So,
basi.
I love that.
Na sisi
I love that.
ninakuja kwa mahari yako ukidiki.
Tutakupeleka.
So,
My
kama-
first
if your dad kama mzee amekuweka hapo akijua mazee na kafunga na wewe. Ajua na sota zaidi.
Ajaweka rufu kwa nyumba, ako like na ngoja. I'm waiting.
Kubamba missions. Guys, I'm raising
Yeah.
support.
let's escort her in the family.
Naspendi venye mnanitumia kwa example hiyo. So,
Wewe ndio flexible.
unajua naweza toka hapa nikatiwa na mwindi man.
There is nothing wrong, though.
That won't be
That's
God.
the
There's
thing.
nothing
There's
wrong.
nothing wrong. God was just chilling. God was just chilling.
Mi nitajua tu baby. Nitajua tu ni hii.
No, and let's talk about guys.
Nikwambie tu.
Nitajua tu ni nyinyi wote.
Let's talk about guys who tell you, you know, I've seen you as my wife. What do you do?
Hey,
Wait, by the
Seen you as
way,
my wife.
Akimen need
didn't
to
God
stop
tell
doing
me
And I
that
that.
you're
don't know
my
why Christian
husband?
men. I'm
Hi.
sorry if we can talk about that part.
Yeah.
Christian men can tell you, I
Yeah.
dreamt with you.
I know.
And I see you as my wife. The Lord is telling me.
It's
Oh
wrong.
my gosh.
I saw
The
you
Lord
in a
hasn't
gown.
told me.
Yeah, that's the problem now because God hajakuongelesha
Aja
pia.
nishow, na nipo
I think God
amekushow.
wouldn't contradict
Nimekuwa na ndoto.
himself.
Hapana, hizo vitu za sijui, oh, the Lord has.
Na unajua ukiangalia ndoto kisayansi, it's very interesting.
Tell us
So
biology.
people can
Major.
Yeah, mtu wa biology.
you know, this is way out of my ninio. But sometime over there during one of the psychology whatevers, walikuwa nasema, okay, I think I got it right. It's been long. But like about 5 a.m. before you wake up, around that time, those are the dreams you have. Like around that time before you wake up, there's a term for it, and very like umesha lala sahi. Your body is still trying to lose its consciousness and adjust. The things you think about are the thoughts you had before sleeping.
Oh, for real?
Mostly, that's that. Like science would say that.
Yeah.
Sasa kumbe ni wewe ulifikiria sana. And before you slept, you thought about
Me,
it.
let me tell you
I mean,
this.
it's interesting,
Like
but
I was
that's
having-
science.
I like what you said because I was having a conversation with a friend. Just animals, but we're having a conversation, and as we're talking about, do we think that Christian men are romantic?
Yeah.
Romance labda tupafute kwa kitabu.
Umesema Daniel
Romantic
Wow, wow,
novel.
wow.
Umesema
Watu
Romeo
wafanye
na
Bible
Shakespeare.
study. I mean, some of them are. We have experienced
As
a
long as
very
they
Some
don't
fallen
get to
apart.
Christianese,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
and a very
Yes.
I don't know what to term it as, but man,
I think there are some who are. It's just that usikue too much like Christian. You know, most likes using that word. Like kuna vitu
Christianese.
zingine, as in, lakini wewe, you know, like there's something. So I remember even at some point, guys were like, oh, should you pray with your partner? Like it's not a mass. Must you do Bible study together? And I remember there's
I'm
a
telling
couple
you,
that told
that
us,
was like the most freedom word I ever
yeah.
had.
When we're told that you don't have to do Bible study or pray together, you can do it individually. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong doing
Yeah.
it together, but it doesn't have to be. Because I remember at some point,
That was the ask.
because of how
Yeah.
things are, you're like, oh, you know, we need to pray together. But what if God is
At why
telling
did
me
you
something
break up?
different?
Yeah.
At you know
You
this
know.
guy doesn't lead me into sijui what, praying in the
Yeah.
morning at 3 a.m. So we broke up. Like, what's wrong?
It's like prayer is very individual.
This is a
As long as-
relationship you're building and a friendship.
Good conversation.
Where are we?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Anyway.
So you guys are going to talk about it
Lakini
in your...
hamtaki nini?
Yeah.
We'll invite you.
Don't
Mos.
invite me, bana. The guys like akina Ukwenda here.
Hey, you know,
Romantic Christian men.
Romantic.
Akina Boy P pale hivyo.
Romantic.
But
Yeah.
I honestly feel like Jesus has been so misrepresented in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even personally, I have had to unlearn so many things, you know, because there's a, and even nakasirika too. But someone was giving us an
Holy anger.
example the other day how they had been called to church to be taught, like they serve in the ushering team, so they were being taught how to treat men of God, like even
Wow.
even when
How to
men
treat
of
men of
God,
God.
like men of God.
Man of God, the emoji.
And in my head, I'm thinking, who is talking about just the basic things about life? Like, why would you call young people in church to train them about such things? Like, what does that's not scriptural.
No.
That's not the Jesus I know.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like it's really good to go back and ask, what would Jesus say, do? Because that's not him. Kuna
Yeah.
venye tu tunamrepresent na si yeye. Historia ya Christianism mingi nini. I'm like nini mbaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. You know, you in a space where, you know, you have to unlearn many things.
That's good.
You really do need to unlearn many things, and it's important for us to be able to pick up the scriptures and read the scriptures and know what God is saying through the scriptures.
Yeah.
Not what Moses says through the scriptures.
Ooh, that's good.
I mean, Musema, if Paul was an apostle bana.
Yeah.
I mean, yeye alikuwa na experience ingine moto sana mazi when he experienced Christ.
Yeah.
It was his journey to Damascus. But he went to the Bereans. And here is Paul, man, Paul has written all those books.
Yeah.
So he goes and speaks to these guys, the Bereans.
Yeah.
And he pours out his heart and he telling them about Christ. Wakasema ile tumetuambia nipo. baadaye wanaenda wanachambua scriptures kucheki if what he has told us is right.
That's good.
How much more we who are receiving this
That's really
gospel
good
like 1,000 2,000 years later.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you assume ile kitu Moses amekwambia ndio
Is the gospel true?
is the gospel truth.
Yeah.
Secondhand
Those guys who are there with Paul at that time,
Yeah.
they were probably alive the same time that Jesus Christ was. Sindio? Wanasikia mazee because they were Jews he was talking to, anawaambia kuhusu Christ alafu anasema mazee tunatombea iko sawa lakini wacha tu confirm.
Yeah.
So now I think we need to stop living in ignorance.
That's good.
And stop accepting every word and every teaching and every doctrine that comes from the guys who we say are MOGs. And know that they're human beings.
Yeah.
And they can have a wrong interpretation of scripture.
Yeah. It's also laziness.
It's also laziness, yeah. So ukienda kwa church umeandika ma notes unasema pasi alisema you know the other day I was in church and the pastor said that we need to be honoring the men of God. So anytime you have some money, it's important that we go ahead and give so that we can be able to honor the man of God. So you continue living in abject poverty because you're doing what the man of God has said at the expense of what the scriptures say.
Right.
And so, and this thing is not just for, the people who think that the people who live in ignorance tu ni wase ambao ni maskini. No, we have wealthy people as well who are very poor when it comes to matters of the faith. And so, and we also have very educated people as well, who are still very uneducated when it comes to matters of the faith. No one in the church.
That's really good. That's very good.
So it's important for all of us to make sure that we read the scriptures and
really good.
know what's God saying. We need to unlearn many things, such fake teachings about honoring the man of God. Alafu, we always put guys on a pedestal or on a platform that ends up being very hurtful in the long run. So
we would not even put ourselves on.
And at the same time where I don't know why these guys are agreeing to be put on that platform. Because shida ni kuwa mazee, ni kuwa tukidunda, you fall with many. And then it just continues, painting bad light in terms of the people or the gospel. I think it's important that we make sure that we read the word, know that which is right, remove false teachings, and be able now, that's what we've been told, put on the mind of Christ. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The same attitude that was in Christ, let it be the same attitude that you have. And those things are so countercultural that
That's true.
they'll not be the popular thing, but they're the right thing.
That's good.
And as we continue in this space where I'm very happy that you guys are going to start this podcast because there's a space for it. Kwa sababu we don't have many spaces where you have young ladies who are believers who love Jesus Christ and they're able to have real conversations about how they're doing life and how young people can be able to learn, not just the young, but even the old people can be able to learn a different way of living for Christ. I mean, kuna wase wanacheki wanasema mazee, resh mazee wamesevika. Wanakaa poa na wameokoka. You guys just doing that podcast will probably lead very many young people to the faith. Just by the fact of who you are and how you present yourselves. Now, and I'm excited because you're going to be able to be that light in the darkness. For the people who come and listen to you guys and they laugh together with you guys. And I do hope that there'll also be tears. In terms of you guys being real. If there's like a heartbreak, mshikane tu vile mko mazee. As you encourage the sister whose heart has been broken to love the brother who broke her heart. Anyway, but basically it's about doing life together and being able to be authentic. That the things that you've struggled in your spaces, even as you've seen some of us in the church misrepresent the gospel, that you will not make the same mistakes.
That's good.
But you guys will be able to shine and just be like, this is our experience of God, yani. And as we continue pouring through the scriptures or reading the scriptures and learning more about God, and you're sharing, whether you're talking about relationships or work or those transitions that are happening, the people will be able to learn and see Christ through you. So I'm very excited about the podcast, Bana. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very excited, and thank you for just cheering us on even behind the scenes.
No.
Yeah.
You should have more. Yeah. We should have more and more of you guys. And so I'm really looking forward to the Transitions podcast. That's what it's called.
Z.
The transition.
Yeah, with a Z.
With a Z.
Oh, sorry, Z. Sorry, Z.
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah, with a Z. With a Z. Yeah, my wife has issues if you say Z. But the problem is all my kids have come home saying XYZ. She's like, it's Z. Z.
Z.
Yeah. But this is good, Bana. Great conversations.
Yeah.
And
you for
I pray that God would use you guys in this space
Amen.
to be that light,
Amen.
you know, to be authentic, to be vulnerable, keep it real.
Sante.
It's okay to lead from a place of weakness. It's not always right to lead from a place of strength.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Drop the ball.
Drops the mic.
Poof.
Tupishe glasi ya Debs.
You are not here.
Mose, we need to talk. Mose, we need to talk.
Nitapata hizo mingi sana.
Yeah.
We need to talk. We need to talk now. Now. You know, I'm like, hey, kamenuka mahali bana.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are wonderful. Easy to talk to. Thank you for keeping it real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like how ladies are like, yeah.
Kiki sauti na kulipa mahari wewe.
Unajipanga.
Mahari,
Start
alafu,
saving month from
tuanze
now.
anza kutafuta kasari.
Hizo ni za red hapa.
Wacha nikwambie. Mara moja sasa usema siwezi. Kuna vile tu Mungu usema haya.
Imagine mbona mnanitumia kama example.
Hapana, siko ubaya.
Kuna list.
Mimi hata nikaa naolewa na Mkristo. Nikiolewa na Masai. What happened?
Iko sawa kabisa.
Wakwambie sasa wewe
Tutajifunika wasaishuka.
Oh gosh, guys.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
such good conversation.
Love you,
bana.
For the
fun.
juice. For the
Excellent,
juice.
Thanks for the juice. Shout out to Husna.
The plug.
Husna, yeye ndio umetuprovide hizi jua mazizi ziko sawa sana.
got
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited, man. And I pray for good things for you guys. And you know the funny thing is, as you guys do your podcast, you're going to be challenged.
Yeah.
And a year from now, there are many things that you hold on tightly to. They'll be like, you look back and be like, man. Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
For real.
Wow. Okay.
Love it.
That's
Looking
good.
forward to that.
Good
Open-minded.
Good challenge.
God bless, guys.
Santi
bless.
sana.
Thanks for joining me for the DJ Moz podcast hapa hivi leo nimekuwa na, you know, these wonderful ladies. There's Swahito right there. There's Wanja. There's Ceke. Adele.
Hello.
I know you need to call yourself Maro.
I love Habona more.
Habona. Yeah, Habona iko sawa bana.
Yeah.
You run with
Very
Habona.
interesting.
Alafu Kiki.
Yeah.
You guys are wonderful, bana. And go ahead and hit us up, tafadhali, if you've enjoyed the podcast. Looking forward to hearing from you. Give me some feedback, tafadhali.
Yeah.
If you want me to have more ladies on the show, please do let me know. I need to have my wife on this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. But my wife likes being behind the scenes.
Yeah.
She's like a strength. She's my place of strength.
What is keeping you from saying that? Oh yeah.
Kiki tu anangoja msee.
Inflation.
Anangoja tu msee akuje amwambie mazee.
Inflation.
You're the one. Yeye anangoja umwambie you're the one.
Nishaambiwa lakini sikuone hiyo one. Wasn't like
Hapana, Kiki atakuwa anaambia mtu they are the one. Kiki, unajua sasa tumemnini.
Oh yeah.
But you know, Mozi, you have to be careful when you say place of strength. Juu kuna watu wako na nguvu hapa na chapana. But you're my place of strength, Nana.
then there's Swahito.
Yeah. Because sometimes you have to just put things in order.
In order?
Yeah. Unatoka kwa line.
You fight until
Oh,
there's
man.
something. There's nothing.
There's nothing left
Yeah,
to
they're
say.
fighting